G'day, I'm Appy Dave, and in this live stream, what we're going to do is look at how we can convert live streams that you've done into scripts that we can do for long form videos. And this is not show you exactly how to do it, but show you how I'm going to figure out how to do it all in the live stream. So I've got an idea of how we're going to do it. We will experiment along the way. Now, to kick off, this is what I plan to go through. So it's basically, we're going to test the idea of using ChatGPT 4.0 model, which I would normally use, versus the new o3 mini, which just came out. The main points that I want to talk about as we go through this is how I'm planning to get to the point of 555 videos in 55 weeks on 5 different channels, and where this particular strategy that we're looking at today fits in. And we'll experiment with the different models and we'll just work through the workflow. So you might be wondering, and I have a little bit of a cold, so apologies about that. How did I get to this particular document? So the live stream that you're watching was prepared yesterday, and this is the preparation system that I went through. I came up with a video idea. It said, try to work out how to create a really good long form script video using an existing transcript from a podcast. And I went through a bunch of purpose, goals, the target audience and the video concept. I thought about the talking points that I wanted to make, and we can see them listed here. And then I just made sure that I had cohesiveness in the script. So this is where we are today. So what I'll do is talk about a little bit of the rationale behind why I've been doing these sorts of workflows. So if we go back 1 year ago, or a bit over a year ago, to the beginning of last year, I'd done these 7 GPTs for automating your YouTube influence. Now, back at the time, videos were taking me about 1 a month, or they do what happened here, where they'd all stumble in one go after a month. And so I ended up having this one big video, which was the 7 GPTs to grow your channel in 2024, and then I was able to split out variations of it. So really hard work and not a lot of results from what was coming through. Now, if you move forward a little bit in my channel, things started to change around the middle of the year. I'd gotten to the point where I was consistently doing one video every 3 weeks in long form, and I'd had some breakouts, and mostly when I had a breakout, it was related specifically to a trend. So sometimes it'd be based on ideas I had, but many of the times it was on programming related stuff in the AI space. Now, this is an area where if I really wanted to grow my channel quickly, it would be a smart area for me to go. But the programming arena is tedious, it's slow, it's really slow to get stuff done. And I'm trying to pivot into multi-channel, multi-conversational points of view, and really bringing everything centered around this idea of the workflow. The GPT-powered standard operating procedure is how I would think of it. So if we go back a month ago, we've got a couple of, we've got these breakout videos, which is all great. But the main thing that's going on is that I'm constantly getting a video out a week, usually 2 videos a week. And it's so I've moved from 1 every 3 or 4 weeks to exactly 1 every 3 weeks, consistently good quality, to the point where I can now do 2 a week, and I'm pretty happy with that. So that goes into the 555 manifesto and why we're moving on to live streams and other sorts of things. So the 555 manifesto, which is not, yeah, that's probably the best place to look at it. So this was an idea that I coined 18 months ago, and it was driven by this concept that every YouTube educator who said, if you want to be good at YouTube, you have to do a lot of videos. Like, quality is important, but it's good that you can create a lot so that you practice. And I took that a bit further. I took it to the idea of saying, well, I want to practice across different channels because I want to test out different ways of doing videography, but I still want to maintain that cadence of, say, getting to 100 videos. But I said, no, what I really want is to do 555 videos over 55 weeks across 5 different channels. So this is a goal. This is not a something that I'm quite at, but as you'll see, I'm getting close to it. And this is where turning live streams into YouTube videos plays a big part for me. So what happened about 2 weeks ago is that let's talk about podcasts. So one of the things I don't do are podcasts, and I recently was able to get a podcast out on my YouTube, my main YouTube channel, Abby Dave. So we're seeing it here. So if I just hit play on it, there's a couple of aspects to it. If you've seen the stuff coming out of Notebook LM, and there's also JellyPod, then you'll understand what's going on. But what I've had to do here is, how do I intermix talking head a little bit, and how do I just have a little bit of animation concepts going on? So if we hit play here, we'll see this conversation.
Of how AI can be used to solve problems.
Got the man
in ways we wouldn't expect.
So instead of freaking
and then we
out,
got the
he
woman,
just turns to technology to fix it.
and then we have me,
Exactly.
and I merge in here. Have you ever written information down? Now, the interesting thing about this podcast was that it was made fairly quickly, and it was done directly off a live stream. So while today is talking about going from live stream to long form video, the really easy process is live stream to podcast. And so this 12-minute podcast, and there's all sorts of graphics going through it and all that, is just directly based off a live stream that I did. So let's then talk about AI TLDR. So I have 2 channels that have been in active development. One has been Appy Dave, and the other one has been AI TLDR. And this video has a rhythm of getting 2 long form talking head videos out per week. And when you look through it, you can see there's breakouts. So we got 31 times the channel average. We got a video 3 days ago that's doing 22 views an hour. And this is a brand new channel. This is like, we're up to 104 videos. And when I say brand new, I should say it started in about April or May last year. So about 8 months old. And with this, we're getting 2 videos out per week. We've got a bunch of YouTube shorts. So there's 1 YouTube short every week. And the reason for this is that every one of them are meant to send people back to the long form video that they talk about. So this channel is growing quite nicely. Now, I also have this old channel that I reactivated 2 weeks ago, and this is Winning Prompts. And this is a channel that very quickly got to 700 subscribers based off, well, look, I've got 3 breakout videos that I did about 18 months ago. And this is a channel that I abandoned because I didn't have the energy to work on it. Initially, I was thinking this is a faceless YouTube channel for talking about prompt engineering. Now, as I said, I've reactivated it 2 weeks ago. We've got, 3 weeks ago is when this video came out, and we've got one 4 days ago. So the cadence of this particular channel currently is 1 long form a week and 1 short. And I'm trying to get that one up to 2 or 3 per week as well. And this is going to use another technique again. And this is where the 555 manifesto has been really important for me, because it's given me these outlets that don't confuse people of my current channel, but they allow me to talk about topics that are related to everything that I'm interested in, and to do it in different formats. So the Winning Prompts has also had, I think, these two are shorts that have gone out. That's the example of that. So what do we got here? Turning screenshots into advanced prompts. So this is that podcast that went out on my Appy Dave channel. So currently my goal is to get 7 live streams out a week. Now, what do I do with them? I want to turn them firstly into podcasts like this. It's a relatively easy process, and it's something that I can bring deep into my Appy Dave channel. But let's and segue into one more thing. So let's talk about Cozy Cafe. I said there were 5 channels, so this will be the 5th one. And at the moment, there's nothing on it, but I have been doing videos around it. In fact, if we just go back to the Appy Dave channel, wherever it happens to be, we can see this video right at the top, just recently released in long form format on Appy Dave, is talking about how to create marketing material, physical marketing material using Canva and various AI products. But the other thing that we've been doing is working through a podcast series. So we've got this podcast series. If I just hit play on that, I think it starts to play.
This like
Okay.
third place comes in.
And so as this goes through, we've got this nice podcast. There's 3 of them being created, and ultimately this concept is going to end up on this channel. Hence the 5 channels, 555 videos in 55 weeks is where I'm getting to. Now let's talk about the actual live stream that I want to work on today. Now I wonder if I kept that available. Here it is. Okay, AI powered live stream planning. And why can't we see that? Let's go here. So it's here. It's this video here and this video here. I did yesterday, and I did them as 2 1-hour videos, mainly because I had some computer problems in the middle of the first session, which is here, and I started it again an hour later. So we got 2.5 hours of live stream that would be really nice to convert into a script that can go out into, say, a 12 to 20 minute long form video later this week. And one of the challenges I have as a YouTuber, a content creator, and I'm assuming if you're watching this, you have these sorts of challenges, is just how much is involved. How much is involved in planning, in script writing, in execution, in video editing, in publishing, in packaging with thumbnails and titles and YouTube descriptions, in amplification with sending it out to LinkedIn, Twitter, email list, with repurposing. And this is repurposing, because what I'd love to be able to do is take these 2 transcripts, which if we look at it here is almost 21,000 words of information going on in here, and making it palatable for me to just talk about. Now, how do I want to talk about it? I wonder if so this is the plan of action that we've got for the video you're watching right now. And I'll just bring this up as well. You can see that this is where we've been talking about. What I want to do is take that transcript that's right here and run it through a set of GPTs. Now I've pre-set up a blank GPT here using the 4.0 model, and just for shits and giggles, I want to test it against the O3 Mini. I did a test of the O3 Mini yesterday. You can see it on this particular live stream, but I'd like to test it with this particular process as well. So how do we get into this? So we're moving into experimenting with creating this. Now, where does it actually fit in a workflow? So like I said, I do a lot of videos around AI pair programming. This is the whole idea that you can create an application using an AI pair programmer. And in fact, it was the catalyst for restarting Winning Prompts, because what I wanted was one-shot prompts, a prompt that I could give you and you put it into a tool like Replit or whatever, and it would just build the application for you. So we're experimenting with this concept at the moment. But what we want to do here is, this is a working, consistent workflow that I go through. And we've got script development, which is not really related to what we're doing today. What we're doing today is repurposing script development. And I haven't done anything here. There's not a whole lot. I'm just wondering, actually, that might be part of the one that I'm interested in working on. Let's just see. No, it's not. But essentially what I want to do is get information about the live stream that we've got here, these 2 together, and figure out an angle. Like, what am I going to talk about if this becomes an actual long form video? So when I'm done, I'm going to have developed a bunch of steps, and a bunch of prompts would be the goal. Now, I won't be done today. We are just experimenting, and from that experiment, I will reverse engineer the prompts and the steps into a flow so that this part of my process, repurposing content, becomes a lot quicker. So with that, I think we can get into it. So let's start thinking about a prompt, and we might just go into a full GPT view, and I'll turn on Siri in a moment and I'll start typing an idea. Okay. What would be your suggestion for turning a 2-hour transcript from our live stream into a long form video script that needs to be somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes long? And when I say suggestion, I'm not looking for external tools. I'm looking for all the script writing concepts that I need to be aware of when I do this. I want you to keep in mind that I will end up re-recording myself using my own script. It's not a case of I'm cutting up the live stream. But before I do that, it will be up to you to identify different angles for me based on your analysis. Also, this is only about the transcript. Don't go into the B-roll or visuals, editing or anything else. Just keep it to the transcript. And I do want to consider that the theme or the focus should be somewhat configurable. I should be able to suggest to you the angle that I would like the script to focus on. Okay, so we've got that in there, and I think I'll just take a copy of it, because we want to test this out in O3 as we go, and we'll just press copy and see what comes through. And while that's happening, we'll go over to this one, press copy and see what comes through, and go. Got it. Since you're re-recording yourself based on a script, refined script, the goal is to distill the essence. That's exactly what I want to do. I want to figure out everything that's going on. Engaging and well-paced narrative. Here are the core script writing concepts you should focus on. Identify the themes and angles. Before refining the transcript, decide on an angle or focus for the video, for the final video. Now, I can't really do this until I have the concepts pulled out, because it's 2 hours of me talking about creating 6 different live stream plans. That's for later in the week. But I don't yet know if I'm going to do it as a long form video exactly what I want to talk about. So what do we got here? Educational, teaching a specific concept from live streams in a structured way. That sounds good. Entertaining, making it engaging with humor or storytelling or personal anecdotes. I sometimes find this area hard. I can be quite dry in my delivery, but storytelling and personal anecdotes I can do. Analytical, breakdown key takeaway. This might be more than I really want to get into, but that's okay. And narrative driven. Cool. So what do we got? We got a hook that should go for 30 to 90 seconds. Okay. Context 1 to 3 minutes, and a core breakdown, logical flow. Cool. And what else have we got? Enhancing the work. So then we go into a whole lot of different stuff that may end up, and I think this is important to talk about, is that I don't know fully, because I haven't read this. You guys are seeing this at the same time as me. But a lot of this might end up being headings across different steps. So I might end up having different steps to deal with each of these when I've finished the repurposing standard operating procedure, or SOP. Now, let's go and have a look at this side by side with the other one. So we've got it here, but what we'll do is we'll drag it over here so we can see them next to each other. So the one on the right is the, we're wrong. The one on the right is done with the 4.0 model, and the one on the left is done with the O3 Mini. Okay, so identifying angles and themes, and we got 4 of them. Here we go. Here are some script writing concepts and strategies when transforming into, cool. So similar, analysis and thematic extraction. Identify core message. Yep, okay, this is good. This is already better. Okay, teaching, because this is the first thing I need. I need to figure out what the recurring ideas were in that particular live stream. Segment the content, break it into natural sessions. This is also good. These 2 steps alone, and I could almost do a video, because I get to see what the ideas are, and I get to see an outline. And from an outline, because I know my content, I could just talk to it. I don't need any more, but we'll keep moving on. Select your focus angle. Now this will be good if once I get it writing a narrative for me, like, is this 3 ways that you can solve this problem, or is it how do you solve the problem, or is it this versus that? These are the sorts of angles we could come in at. Structured narrative. Yeah, regular storytelling. So for me, the storytelling approach, I'm no expert on this, but the storytelling approach is that we have a hook, we have an overview, an objective, and then which would be the beginning. So those 2 would be the beginning. And then we'll get into talking about 3 points is good. Now, the video we're based on, I did 6 live streams, so there's definitely 6 different concepts, but the points were, it was just planning live streams. And then the end, how do we close it off, do a post video analysis, a recap, and then the outro. How do we close out at the end? So what do we got? Opening hook, core content, wrap up, exactly what I just said. Pacing. Since you're considering 2-hour transcript, to determine where you can compress, right? So that's good. Editing for clarity and brevity. So how does that actually compare to here? So we've just got a bunch of timing. I do find one of the things I said in the prompt was, don't talk about B-roll. Don't talk about visuals. Don't talk about editing, because what it ends up doing is all the stuff that is not about the script writing, like the scene. The scene should have a mouse flying over the moon, or whatever it might have. And it just distracts from the idea. Because I love using workflows, when I want to do the B-roll, I have a B-roll section, and in fact, let's just bring up another workflow. And this is the one I do whenever I'm launching a video. It's not that one. YouTube Launch Optimizer. Okay, why can't I see it? Let's just type Launch Optimizer. There we go. I have B-roll workflows, and they work off the intros, the outros, the calls to action, and this generates all the graphics that I want. So one of the things that I'm trying to be cognizant of as I go through this is that the prompts do not bring in information that I don't care about. So here we got timing coming through. Here we don't have much timing. It doesn't matter. It will write and we can figure it out. If I specifically need timing locations, I will create a step for it, by the way. Editing for clarity and brevity, reduce redundancies. This is, okay, tangents and off-topic discussions. They're probably going to be a couple. Tone and voice, flex. Okay. What I'm going to do is nothing more in telling you about what you can see here. You can see it all on the screen anyway. What I'm going to do instead is go and grab our transcript and say, let's just go into both and say, here is my transcript that we will work with. And this is just a starting point because I'm ideally trying to figure out the workflows as we go. I might even create another window, I'm not sure. Here is my transcript, we'll press enter on that. And what we'll do is we will go and find it. It's 21,000 words and we will paste it in here. Now, to be honest, it might be too big. Like, I'm not sure. let's just paste it in here, and we'll paste it in here, and we'll press enter on the 4.0 model, and hopefully we don't get a red. We don't get a red. This is good. And let's do it on the 03 Mini, and it's going into reasoning mode. We don't have a red, so we've got stuff going on. Okay, so let's pop that there. Okay, identify core themes and possible angles. AI-powered live streaming. How AI tools like GPT, Leonardo, and Mapify help live stream planning. I'm wondering if I picked the right video. I thought I was doing a... Oh, well, okay, so... That's interesting. So this is fine. This is fine, but the problem is that just went into one particular scenario that I talked about in the video. And this is kind of where this one said, if we go back up to the top, it can be a bit difficult to find. It said specifically very early, eliminate redundancies, tangents, off-topic discussions, stuff like that. So this one, I don't think is very relevant for what I want to do. It could be a little bit, but yeah, okay, cool. Where am I? Go to here. We'll leave that in place, and then we'll come back to the bottom of this one, and we'll start looking at them. Identify the core concept and angle. No, we move on. Okay, notice recurring ideas. Planning live streams. That's exactly what the video was about. Using AI for content workflows. Well, that's what this tool does, and ChatGPT is the other part of it. Various project overviews like the 555 Manifesto, Project Theodore, Dent, Pitch Automation, and there were two others. One of them was actually the Mapify and the Leonardo AI. So maybe this was meant to be there. But what I'd really like to see is that these two items were listed in here. So I might have a question. Central themes have Project Theodore, 555 Manifesto, and Dent Pitch. I do want the other two at least to be mentioned, and that would be Mapify and Leonardo ChatGPT combo. So what if I thought of this as a workflow, the first workflow step that we've had is the one that's here. That's just do a broad analysis of a document, right? And that's what we've got. We've got a broad analysis of a document, and that would be a step right here. And how I've kind of pre-prepared is key structural insights. That's what we've just done. The next thing is a modification. How do I actually want to change it, or what has it missed? And this, I'm just written that in for us right now, and we'll add more to it as we go. So we go configurable focus. Decide if you want to emphasize. Where are we? Okay. How to plan and automate live streams using AI. I think that's what I want to do. Deep dive into creating a scalable. No, that's not what I want to do. This is what I want to do. Okay. Should have. Okay. Right. Central focus. Put that in there. And we'll take this here. Now, what I'm not going to do is worry about reading through this too much, but I am going to apply the same prompts. I'll be basically copying them from there and putting them there, but I won't do that yet till we finish this. Okay. Let's make sure there's a bit of instruction here and say, can you update the current document? Now, of course, this prompt being applied over here will be a little bit wrong because it already knows about these sort of combo for Cozy Cafe. Focus on how to plan and automate using AI. That'll be great. Audience priority. Refine the focus based on the intended audience. YouTubers. So what are we going to do? It's definitely YouTubers. YouTube creators. We'll just say audience. So when I did this video and I had a planning action and we go over here, you can see initial audience, YouTube content creator. And so that would carry through. If that happened to be over in the repurposed content, I wouldn't need to type it in again. It would actually just copy through to me. So YouTube content creator, we might just use exactly the same term, not that it matters too much. What do we got next? Establish a hook. Begin with a brief, automate, no. Now this is, again, a workflow that I would definitely put into the system. In fact, can we see the bigger workflow in the other system? And shorts, let's go to overview, see if we got hook. Got intros. Intro, outros, B-rolls. I think I've removed it from here. So one of the things that I've experimented with, though I'm not currently using it too much, is hook generation. And for me, it's a multi-step process. You need the transcript, but you go, what type of hook do I want? How do we do this? Did you know? Like stuff like that. They might be the types of hooks. And then it's like taking the content you've done and running it through that focal point of a hook to get a hook. So for now, I'm just going to say that the hook, and where did we find that? Begin with automate content planning with AI. No, I want this hook to be how I increased my video production, and doesn't matter, I can't spell, increase my video production from 1 per week to 7, from 0, we'll just say from 0 to 7 live streams per week. We're going to say 1 with this one simple plan. Workflow, something like that. Notice that it doesn't matter whether you can type. It doesn't matter whether you get grammar right. Contextually, it'll all fit. So we've got the hook. And one of the other reasons, you can see me struggling from time to time with the idea of where is this information, right? You've got so much going on. And this is again why I love dedicated workflows, because once you've figured it out, these things become incredibly quick to work with. Segment the narrative. Okay, break it into key sections. Briefly mention why planning is important to your themes. Choose 2 to 3. Okay. Main segments should choose 2 to 3, but also show briefly all 6. Okay. Then we go conclusion, wrap up. That's cool. Flow and transitions. Add a short transition sentence. That's okay. Okay. Cool. Editing. Trim extraneous. Okay. Bullet out key points. Great. So one of the areas that I would do as a workflow step is an outline, and that's exactly what that is. So at the moment, it's all well and good for this to give me one long document with everything we see, and that can be really useful. Like we see here, everything's listed. We got heading, we got a summarization document, we've got bullet points, stuff like that. But often you only want to focus on one area. So I also want to split these out into their own micro documents that I can just go and look at individually. For instance, take the bulleted point techniques. Let's say there's 3 things being talked about, and I wanted a graphic in Midjourney or Leonardo AI that described them. I'd be able to take that information, and we'll do that in a second. We'll do it actually using Napkin AI. So let's just remember to go into Napkin AI, because this is a wonderful piece of software. I'll make sure there's a link in the description for this, by the way. Okay, narrative cohesion, use storytelling. Yeah, okay, cool. Pacing, I'm not going to worry too much about that. That's cool. Re-recording and annotation, script for your voice. Okay, write the script in a natural way. Yep. Hopefully I don't need to say anything about this, because it should be able to figure that out from my live stream. But if you really want to get fine-grained in all of this, and you think about a workflow as being a bunch of fields that you can fill in like this, where you got heaps of them, then what you should be able to do is come up with your tone of voice as a statement. It should be a 20, 50 word sentence on what your tone of voice is. And the easiest way to do that is to feed in a bunch of your content pieces and then just ask, what is my tone of voice? How can you describe that in 50 words? And then once you've got it, this particular area, script for your voice, can just be a field that you fill in, and it's changing the context of how ChatGPT or whatever large language model you're using would write the actual script for you. Okay, practice and adjust. Okay, this, I'm just going to say here, this is interesting. Practice and adjustment should be on outlines. I should, as I will test and reshape the outline before finishing the script. Okay. So we might want to state in here that the script writing process should be based not only on the focus. In fact, I'm just going to say it this way. The script writing process, when we get to it, should be based on the focus followed by the final set upon or kept outline. We'll just put that in there. Turn off Siri. What else we got here? Conceptual angles. Focus on methodology behind your process and how I... Yep, cool. Practical. This is interesting. This is cool. And you know what? We haven't totally been doing the comparison between the two. We should do this. Main content. We got all the timing. Conclusion, call to action. Okay, that's partly why we haven't done it. This just does not give as good a concept. So here we've got core themes and possible angles. So now we're talking about the angles, right? AI-powered live streaming, 555 manifesto. We could talk about it from that point of view. We could talk about it. So basically, 555 manifesto, which I've already talked about in this live stream, and Project Theodore, were 2 of the live streams that we were going at. So could I do this based on these angles? Yeah, but they're a little bit wrong, whereas this is much better. Focus on the methodology behind planning processes and how AI can be used to live stream content creation. Firstly, I think that's a really good focus, the conceptual angle. Let's look at the next one, practically. Emphasize actionable steps and workflows. Okay, so we can combine, okay, the focus angle. I think the main angle should be the conceptual angle with the practical angle merged in for demonstration / anecdotes, right? I guess, or stories. I don't know. Now, inspirational angle. Use the story. Yeah. Look, the inspirational angle should be more about the productivity, is it? Productivity that this gives if you want to be a successful YouTuber. I don't know. And we'll also say it is not the main focus, but we should use it. We should use it a little in overview and outro. That would be the main point, I think. So we move on and we go refinement, review and refinement. Okay, that's cool. Iterative feedback, apply this. Okay, so hopefully what we're doing is just taking this current document, because that's what I said. Can you update the current document with these information? Now I copy it. If I don't like the result, I will redo it, but we'll just run that, and we're just going to do the same thing here. And I did say it was going to be a comparison of 4.0 versus 3.0 mini. I thought my focus was going to be on 4.0, but I'm loving what 03 mini is doing. I love the fact that it's used the reasoning, the chain of thought here to get things out. So let's read that for a second. Now it failed to generate. Okay, that's interesting. Why did you fail to generate? And then it started to generate. So that's also interesting. And it's turned it into a document. So this has gone directly into Canvas mode. Let's bring that up for a moment, and we'll go here. I'm working through an script outline, honing in on central themes like Project Theodore, the 555 manifest, mapping out the updates. Okay, assessing the keywords. Yeah, okay. I don't know that that helped me understand things, not with the limited time. Focus. How to plan and automate live streams using AI. Oh, this is really good. And it's the first thing you want to see. We've got an audience. This is really cool. Hook. How I increase my video production from 1 to 7 live streams per week with this one simple workflow. What, like, that can be my hook. I can say that in 7 seconds. We can improve on this. We could change it, but that's it. Imagine you start a video. You're interested in live streams. You're interested in creating lots of them that are of good quality, and someone comes on the line and says, how I increase my video production from 1 to 7 live streams per week with this one simple workflow. Hopefully you're hooked. Okay, central theme. Exploring, okay, this may be a little bit wrong, and let's look at it here too. We got central themes, the Project Theodore, 555 Manifesto, the Dent Pitch, Mapify, and Leonardo ChatGPT combo for Cozy Cafe, all mentioned, right? That's cool. This one says Project Theodore, 555 Manifesto, Dent Pitch. Okay. They both basically say the same thing. This is probably clearer on the left than the one on the right, but we'll go into that. Focus, how to plan your, whereas the focus here is further down. How to plan and automate. Okay, that's cool. this is, I think, why this felt wrong to me, because it's out of order. I don't care about this if I don't know what we're doing. So the focus is good. The audience has come through on both, but again, better ordering. Let's sort its things through. Main segments. Let's look at the main segments. I'm going to read this side first. We go, choose 2 to 3. You know what I should do while we're in the middle of this? I usually do it right at the beginning. AITLDR research. I don't check whether the live stream is running. It is. Cool. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, and I said to you earlier, Napkin AI. Let's just get that started while we're here. And we'll just get into the system. And while we're doing that, we'll just grab the central theme and the mentions. So one of the things that I love, and again, this is where, as a workflow item, if we look at a workflow item and you're on different ones, what if what they could do is generate B-roll or other sorts of graphics, especially infographics? And that's what I'm just going to cover here. So I've just picked a bunch of information right here. Now I'm just going to go over here and you can see an infographic. So this was for a document I was doing. What are we on? We're on A20 live stream. So what I'm going to do is just jump to the end. I don't tend to keep all this. I wonder why I can't delete that. And it doesn't matter. Let's just paste this information in. I'm just going to retitle it. This is video number 20 on the live streams area, and I'm just going to select it all and press this little blue button, and what we'll end up with is an image coming through the system. So it's loading up here, and there it is. Leonardo ChatGPT combo, Project Theodore, Manifesto, Dent, Pitch, Modify. Now, the fact that it's central theme and additional mentions means it's not quite the shape I want. And why did that happen? So I'm just going to do it one more time. I find that when you use this tool and you use it multiple times, you'll get different results each time. So here we've got a bunch of keys. Let's just move this up so you can see it better. We've got this. Great. All good, but I don't really have that split between the two concepts. Maybe we do there. Project Theodore. Yeah, okay, cool. So if you just select a different section, like we'll press enter, escape on that, and we'll just go to here. And I'm having trouble with my mouse. We'll click on that. We'll just get an image related around these 3 points. So one of the things that I like to do with my workflows is when I'm thinking about especially infographics, what I really want to get is bullet point lists. And that I can automate in the workflow. And then once I've got it, I can either use an API call to automate it, or I can just come over to the product like this and just run it and see what I get. So these are all pretty cool. Cool. Okay, that's enough of Napkin. I don't think I need to look at it any more time. I'll probably leave an affiliate link down below. This is an amazing piece of software. I really like it for just certain use cases like the one we just saw. So let's come back to here. We got central theme, focus, audience, hook. How I increase per week. So it's the same hook. That's cool. Yeah, that's good. Main segments. Choose 2 to 3 to go into depth. Briefly introduce 6 over here. What do we got here? Core. Yeah, okay. That might be good. Okay. Practice and outline iteration. Start with a detailed outline based on the focus angle and main segments. Yeah, cool. Test the outline in practice sessions. Yep, cool. What's this one saying? This is saying focus on outlines as I will test. Cool. Script writing process, primary angle, conceptual angle as the main approach, practical angle merge. This is good. I love what this is doing. So we had 3 different angles. We had inspirational, we had conceptual, and we had practical. And it's followed my instructions. I said, we are going to work on the conceptual angle, but we're going to use the practical angle for storytelling, and we're going to highlight the benefits to you, the YouTuber, in both the intro, the overview and the outro. Now let's look at it from the O3 Mini point of view. Let's see if it's as good, because this is actually pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. Now, what do we got here? Central themes. Start with a detailed outline based on test the outline in practice runs, focus angle, use the conceptual as the primary driver. Okay, cool. Final outline, merge in practical elements, demonstrations. Okay, so there's the practical. Weave in inspirational cues. Oh man, so cool. Summary of approach. Explain why behind automating, practical demonstration, merge. Okay, inspirational elements. This updated document now serves as a framework for transforming your extensive transcript into a concise 10 to 20 minute video script. Look, just do it. Let's go Nike on it. Just do it. Right, the script. And while that's happening, we'll come over to here and more Nike. I don't know why I'm talking about their brand. Okay. Oh, now you suck, ChatGPT. One of the things that I don't like about the current, I love the canvas mode. It's great, but I hate that you can't go out into new documents easily. Like this is just going to overwrite the document I already had. So this has nothing to do with the models. So we're comparing O3 Mini to the 4.0 model, but this is just a problem that you encounter when working in canvas mode. It's challenging to start a new canvas mode. You kind of got to do a couple of prompts and then go, oh, now let's create a new canvas on a new different topic. You got to be quite specific. But this hasn't gone into canvas mode at all. And we've got outlines. So this is good. And if we go back to thinking about how things would be across the top here, and we certainly started, I guess, from the key structural insights. And these give you a better view. There's 4 here that I was just thinking through last week. They're not the same as what we've come up with today, but there's similarities. One of the things that we've just come up with right now is not an outline. It is, but to me an outline is very focused. It's just got a few different things. This is almost like a mini script outline. Okay, I'm just going to ask, if I had to name something as either a script, an outline that fills in details versus an outline that just says the headings in the order that they would happen, what would you name these 3 concepts? I'm expecting only 3 bullet points. Yeah, cool. That's what we got. So we know that we started. We haven't got a full script. We have a detailed outline. That's what it's produced for us, and this is probably really good. But that's not what I want to practice on. I want to practice on a skeleton outline. So let's just say, can you create a skeleton outline? Can you also do it in So I was going to do it in ASCII format in a code block. My background is computer programming, so I like seeing things that way, but you probably don't. So we'll leave it in rich text format and we can see it here. Remove the sub numbers 4.1, 4.2, etc., because they do not help me read this. I could have said better that it should have been in bullet point format rather than numbered format. Okay, introduction, hook and opening statement, focus on the audience statement, main segments, okay, cool, brief mentions. Yep, that's good. Practice and adjustment, outline, testing. Okay, so now that I'm thinking it through, this also isn't too useful yet. Personally, I would have said I want skeleton outline so that I can look at it and go, is this correct? That's all I want to do. Because I might say, and I will, I'll do it here. In fact, before we do, let's make sure that we're running this in multiple locations. So can you create a skeleton outline? Okay, but hopefully it'll know exactly what to do. We haven't got the extra information going on. Hook, quick overview, purpose. So this is gone into a little bit more detail. Very difficult to compare them. I can read it. It's just difficult to compare them. I'm wondering if this is not bad. It's not bad. But we'll come back to here and say, can you change the order of 555 manifesto first, followed by dent pitch, followed by Project Theodore being moved to the brief mentions. Now I've finally, in some respects, got myself down to 3 points to talk about. It's good to talk in terms of threes. And I've done it by saying that now section 1, section 2, section 3, which is cover 3 different points of view in one area. And so years and years ago, I did Toastmasters, and Toastmasters always talked about that. Like, how do you do an hour presentation? Well, you convert it into 7-minute, a bunch of 7-minute presentations. And what should a 7-minute presentation have? It should have a hook. It should have a body, which should be 3 points that you want to talk about, and then it should either have a closure. Well, it should have a closure, but in a longer presentation, it should then transition to the next 7-minute conversation point. And you just do them one after another. That's how you do a 1-hour presentation. But the main thing that they talk about is the rhythm of 3. So here we've got the rhythm of 3. We've got 1, 2, 3. And then within this one, we've got 3 points, 1, 2, 3. So that, I feel, is a better structure for me to work with than this one. This one feels a bit too long. It's 4 points that we're going to talk about. It feels like I'm going to talk about this one in depth. And while I love this topic, this is not something I want to go into in depth in this particular video. So now that we've got that set up and we've figured out that these things are called skeletons, full scripts and details, now we could move on to the next step in the workflow, which is create a detailed outline. And we'll do that. Now, while that's happening, we will come over and we'll do this over here. And again, it's doing it all on this one document, which is a bit of a challenge. It's not what I want to see, but this comes through core overflow. So those two are first, and then brief mentions. So that's cool. Now this one, how's it going down the bottom? So now we've got this detailed thing. Now that I've used the skeleton outline to order my thinking, this is where I could probably go and practice. Now, if this is too detailed, I could change it around, but I don't think it is. I think it'll be pretty good. And so now let's move into why would we go into full script mode. Now, there's only two reasons I would use, and quite frankly, I wouldn't use them. I wouldn't use this at all. But we did talk about earlier the channels, which was AI TLDR and winning prompts, right? So these two were really interesting videos because I did not quite a live stream, but I took 2 days to talk about the OpenAI operator. I was pretty irritated that no one watched it, right? Because it was a trending topic. I thought, oh, this will be really cool. I put a whole lot of energy, and then on a post video analysis, I could see just the things I'd done wrong in the intro, in the scenario, in the energy. All these things were incorrect. But then we turned around and took everything I said and converted it into a script that is only, how long is it? 2 minutes 48. And this is a new channel, right? So I don't expect the numbers to be high, but this was so much better. This was such a better script than what I said. And so this is one really good reason to have the full script if you want it. So let's just hit play on this for a second so that we can hear what it's saying.
StubHub, and more. Users start by entering the prompt, just like in ChatGPT. But this time, Operator integrates directly with websites to deliver results.
And my apologies, that's running at double speed. But if you watch this particular video, you'll go, wow, that's really good. It's got a really good intro. Let's start it again.
Today's video, we're diving deep into OpenAI's latest innovation. Operator, the first AI agent designed to interact directly with websites. Let's explore how it works.
So that's the hook. That's the hook. And this is a good, clean voice. It's done with 11 Labs. And the good thing is we might have something like that in a moment. So this is what the full script could be. So the full script could be used for a teleprompter. You might see I have this teleprompter down in the corner here sometimes. It's there. I hate it. I don't use it. It's such a pain in the bum. But if I wanted to do teleprompting, this would be a reason for a full script. The other reason is what you just saw is if you're turning it into a faceless YouTube channel, we could go directly, and we might even play around with a voice just to, well, let's open up 11 Labs. 11 Labs. Now I'm just going to go into this free area, text to speech, and we're going to put it straight into there. And we're going to come here. And we say, okay, now create a full script for me. And I know it's going to make a mistake. If this was the 401, it would. Create as a full script. We'll do that. Press enter. And let's just bring this one up at the same time. Do the same thing. And again, we're still within the canvas mode, so it'll all be done in this one window here. So that's on the way through. And so this is all great. The reason I knew it would be wrong, and this is where having your own prompt workflows, you can fix these up on the fly, is all good, but it should have been just a raw transcript. No information about what's on screen, no section changes, no optionals, no bullet points, and certainly no narrator names. It's just a raw transcript. Can you put this in a code block? So we'll let that run. This one's come through. It's done exactly the same thing. It's got the same problems going on. It's still finishing, by the way, end of script. And what we'll do is we'll just take this one prompt over here. We'll paste it over here. Oh, did that not work? Copy, paste, enter. Bob's your uncle. I'll use Australian terms like that. That's, I I don't know what you call that. It's not pidgin English. I have no idea. And again, this is a bit stuffed up because of the canvas mode, but we'll come over to this one and we go, here we have a video. So, hey everyone, welcome back. Come over here. Now, we're just using the home page, so most of this is way too long. And we'll just change that to Happy Dave. Again, this, by the way, can be a variable in the workflow. It's like, who are you? I like to put in stuff like my brand information so that calls to action can get woven into the narrative. So we'll hit play. Taking a little bit of time. We got Brian.
Everyone, welcome back. I'm Happy Dave, and today I'm sharing how I increased my live stream production from just 1 per week to 7, using one simple AI-driven workflow. If you're a YouTube content creator looking to streamline your production and boost your output, you're in the right place. Let's jump in.
Okay, that's cool. So what we'll probably do, that I'm already like impressed here, and that will end up being a video on the Winning Prompts channel. Because the Winning Prompts channel, I'll just bring that up again, which is just reactivating, there's not much going on there yet, is about these core ideas. Prompt engineering training. We've got one-shot prompts for writing applications, and we've got prompt workflows. That's all this channel is going to be about. But there's a fourth idea, and that's the vertical. So when I talk about workflows, I'm often talking horizontal for any industry, doctors, lawyers, whatever. But when I'm doing my YouTube automation, it's always vertical. It's about content writing. It's social media content, articles, stuff like that. So that has just created a script that would be a perfect place for a video on winning prompts. And it could start with, here is, like we could show the workflow and the prompt that we used and say, this video is a result of that particular prompt. In fact, what I'm thinking now that I'm talking about it, and this is where Project Theodore comes in. So we're in a live stream. I don't know how long we're in it, but I have agents watching what I say. And so the agents can respond to what I say after the live stream is finished. So let's say my statement here, and this is the Project Theodore, is the full script that we've just created based on the live stream needs to be recreated as a video on winning prompts with images generally taken from the live stream or B-roll generation strategies. What you need to do is weave in about 1 minute or somewhere, we have to work out a time frame, 1 minute into the video, a call to action to getting the prompt that made this video. That'd be as simple as it should be. And that way people can be watching this video and going, oh, that's pretty cool, and go, hang on, this was done using one prompt, a one-shot prompt. And then suddenly, if you're a YouTuber, you've now got a lead magnet. And you've got a new and unique lead magnet in every video that you created. Now, this is another thing I would tell Project Theodore. So that idea just came to me right then. I go, Project Theodore, I just mentioned how a new lead magnet could be recreated almost in every video I do because I used a prompt to create the video. Can we do a YouTube short around that topic? And so this is where AI agents and workflows, they all come together. So I think we should go back to the very original document and wrap things up. I think we've been jibber-jabbering for a while now. Using workflows and AI driven tools to solve content creation challenges. Well, that's what we've been doing. Streamline scripting and refining AI generated prompts for more efficient and high quality production. I've done that. When I stop this live stream, it's going to go into this folder. There's actually a project code called A20, but that on my computer, this is where it's going to land. Again, AI agents doing automated workflows. So at that point, we're finished, guys. We're definitely finished. But what I'd like to suggest is that I'm in the middle of redoing my website. Well, I'm not. I just haven't had the time, but I will. I just did a couple of changes here. These are the main brands that I'm working on at the moment. Appy Dave, it's my main channel, and Appy Dave Research is where you are right now. AITLDR we've talked about, and winning prompts. So if you come to the website, you can see that all. But the other thing that I'm doing, and I haven't quite got the right email, lead magnet, whatever you want to call it, but if you want to work with me one-on-one, and this is how I do it, we do a plan of action. When I do a live stream, I'm doing a plan of action. If I'm working with you one-on-one, we firstly do a plan of action. It should only take about 10 minutes, and then we do a 1 or 2 hour Zoom call together and go, well, how do we solve the problems in your own workflows? So that's me. I'm Appy Dave. Please like and subscribe, or share it with a colleague if you think this is of use. And we will find the end button, which is right there. Have a great day.